Okay, everyone, I'm going to show you how to use BeLive to not only use it as a scheduled broadcast, but also to use it as a live webinar that you can share your screen or have a guest with you. Now, there is a bit difference. The reason why we have this process or this program is because first off, you can go live, but you can't show your screen. Or the top level is you can use a webinar and you go streaming through a webinar format using webinar pages. Now, for those of you guys that are just making your first offers and using slides, this is a great alternative. It's a great way to allow you to use your slides, test what people like, not having to go through the depth that it takes to set up a webinar funnel if you're not quite sure if it's going to convert yet. So I recommend BeLive. The reason behind it is because you can schedule it and you can remind your audience that you're having a special live. You can set it up in advance, 3 to 5 days in advance. Bring people to your group or bring people to your post and make sure they set the reminder. So let me show you guys how to set it up. You'll log into BeLive, you'll get your own account and you'll connect all the dots as you set up. Now, you'll go here to create a broadcast. There's either an orange button or there's this top left blue button that you'll select. Now, solo is when you're by yourself. Interview, of course, with the two people. And talk shows what you use when you want to show your slides or have multiple people. Now, you choose where you want it to go. So I'm going to put it in a group. And then you select the group you want it to go on. BeLive will pull them all up that are connected to your profile. And then you will then have test scheduled. Okay. All right, now, test scheduled. All right, here we go. So now what you're going to do is you're going to actually create and schedule a broadcast. You can schedule a broadcast. It has to be 11 minutes early, and you cannot schedule any earlier than 11 minutes beyond what it is right now. So what I'm going to do is, let's say it's 14:50 right now. I'm going to book it for 14:55. Oh, I think I actually have to do it for 14. Actually, it has to be 15. Let's do that. Okay. So I got 10 minutes to show you guys what I want to do, and then we'll start it like a normal broadcast. You can set up a reminder, and then you can send yourself a messenger. Now, you set up your logo design, your branding colors, goes in the top right. I have some presets here, but you can play with the hexing colors there, and then you save it. Now, this is what it shows for your name. I'm just going to set that here. And then, of course, you can add an image to the scheduled broadcast post. So let's say what we're going to choose here. Let's do, and what this means is it can actually be like, you can set up an image that you want it to be in your face. You can put your own face there, right? Or you can put live webinar, but they have to be really small images. They get really odd with the imagery. Okay. So now you're going to create the broadcast. All right. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to say you're scheduled and your broadcast starts at this time. Now, as it's setting itself up, 11 minutes. Okay, so I didn't do it quite as long as what you're going to see. You have a lobby and you have a broadcast. Okay, that should be fine. The lobby section is where you set everything up. The broadcast, of course, is where it shows. First, you select your camera. Connect your camera, fix your hair, make sure you're looking good. I look a little tired, but that's okay. All right, so then what you do is you got your face showing up. This is where you add a photo from your Facebook if you like. It just allows you to have a placeholder. Not completely necessary, but it also then allows you to bring another guest, because you can give your guest the link that you have for this event that would allow them to also come and join you. But for all intensive purposes, this is just for you. Now, this is how you share your desktop screen. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to actually be setting up your screen, right? So you need to, if you choose your entire screen here, you're going to have the entire screen. Let's see. There we go. All right. So it's sharing my desktop screen here, which is what's going on with my desktop. And then, all right. So what will happen is when I then switch over to my slides, it's now going to allow me to show all of my slides. I'm going to just check that off real quick though. Stop sharing. I'm going to show you guys what we did, okay? Because there's a couple things that we did work out. It works out really, really nice. All right. So I'm going to make sure now that the broadcast is scheduled. We've got 10 minutes. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do. Now, the reason behind why I chose, you can either choose share your desktop screen, your entire screen, or you can choose just the application. Now, I have my slides ready in the application, but what we have found is a few interesting things. That when we show our slides as an app, it actually doesn't allow us to stream directly showing a play button, meaning a full set screen. So if you watch this, it makes funny noises and doesn't want me to fully scroll. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to show you guys. You can either use, there we go. So you've got now your broadcast screen. You can either do it on broadcast. We're going to do it here. We have a desktop and we have a broadcast. You can do both. So the first one was the application. This one is the entire screen. Now, what this does is allows you, there we go. So now we've got two different ways that we're going to be able to show our screen and watch and see these broadcasts, right? Because this one right here is our slides only. This is what's going on inside of our screen. So this way, now we can see the lobby, we can see what's going on, and when we add it into the broadcast, it'll all make sense. So we set that up perfectly here. We're going to go back in Sexy Brand Building and make sure it's been, I canceled the other one, let's make sure this new one is on. All right, test is scheduled, as you guys see. So we've got about 10 minutes for this specific event to go on. Now the cool part is you're going to make sure that you have the time and the date. See, it's today. It tells you the day here. And you, of course, will put the topic. Put your headline right here, exactly what it is. Give them some insights as to what they're going to learn. And then remind them to get the reminder. Now this is super cool because you're getting a reminder. Now the difference here is it's not like you're building a list, okay? It is different. When we go live, we don't get to build the list. But when we have webinars is when we're collecting the leads and the emails. Again, this is another alternative to help you guys get in front of your audience faster, make it a lot less clumsy for you, and allow you to show your slides. So now the reminder is set. You will be sending reminders to your list, getting them in your group, tagging people in this messenger, taking a screenshot using Shift Command 4, take a little screenshot like this, sending that to your email, reminding them to come here so they know what it looks like. You're going to do all these type of things to get people rallied to be at this live event. You can give them a reminder 1 hour, a reminder we're live in 15, and a reminder we're live now. Oddly enough, I know it sounds crazy, but people like to be told immediately when it's time. And you will be able to get this link to share with them. If you go here, you'll be able to get the link here. So you can go back here to my broadcast. It's going to allow you to grab this as the link that you can share. Now, it's inactive until someone actually, until you go live, all right? So you can do it there, or you can even right-click here on the, oops, I'm sorry. Let me go. Let's see if it'll let me grab it. Let's see if it'll let me grab that link. The best thing to do is actually grab the link from inside so it doesn't get stuck here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back to Be Live. And again, now we're scheduled at 5 after, so we got about 8 minutes. So we're set up again, but my camera goes off every time I move it around. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your camera up again, make sure looking good, fix your hair, right? Now, a few things you can write on your screen immediately, and that can be like welcome, right? So you can have welcome ready. There's a few features that I like, which are show features, and it shows or it hides, okay? Now, there is something called agenda. Agenda allows you to kind of put some list of things that you know you're talking about in your topic, not necessarily in slides, but maybe in a topic. And you can put in, like I talked the other day about online real estate. So what I ended up doing, right, is I had this ready. So when I said online real estate, I actually clicked on the button, show, and online real estate popped up. And everyone thought, wow, how cool. She just said that, and I was ready. So you can prepare yourself for keywords that you're ready to show. Typically, you use this when you're by yourself and you're not showing slides, all right? But that's just what agenda means. So then you're wondering, what is that? That's what it is. Okay, so now you see my face is ready. This is how you're going to set up your broadcast room. Remember now, the broadcast section has to be set up in order for it to do anything. So I have to go to broadcast. That means upload myself. I'm going to upload myself. Ta-da! So this is what I'm going to look like when my broadcast goes live. Still not live, remember, because we scheduled this one It's going to go live in about 5 minutes. So what you're going to notice is I can either show my name or hide it. Show my name or hide it. Now, I'm preparing, so now what we're going to do is we're going to test and see which is the best way to show my screen and to show my slides. Now, I also had you put your screen as an entire screen, and then I had you put as an application window only. Now, to share your screen says you need to add to Chrome. Sometimes BeLive needs a Chrome extension, and we're just going to let that happen. Yeah, add that extension. These are all the little things that you're going to want to have set up, and I recommend that you do practice several times before you actually go live so that you can practice. And feel free to practice here inside of Sexy Brand Building. We'll all know what you're doing, and we'll be there to support you. All right, so we're letting it, adding to Chrome right now. It should be good to go in just a minute. All right, there we go. Okay, I think we should be good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to practice here by bringing either guests from my lobby or I'm going to bring my screenshot slides, right? So I can add this to the broadcast. So when I click on slides, ta-da, look what just happened. My slide showed up side to side with me. Now, I have a few options. I can either go as big Rhonda face with a small slide, side to side, even, or small face, full screen. Now, there is definitely something that's important to remember. If you want to use your slides and you're following a script, you don't want to show your face. But BeLive has a few things that don't quite work like we want them to, meaning if you take your face off and you only go with your screen, you can't hear your voice. So you have to do it a special way. One way is you can use 2 different computers. One person can be set up watching what's going on while the host is running the presentation like this, so that you have someone else helping you man controls. The other way is we're going to use what's called the solo, the side-by-side solo. And what we do is when it's time to go live, what we're going to do is we're going to practice. So remember, I can either show my screen. So when I'm starting, I might be introducing myself. Hey guys, how you doing? Hope everyone's great, right? You're like kind of getting everyone ready, prepping them initially. And then you will go and show your slides only. Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do once I go live, but we're going to practice. So solo means only my face, right? But I have to have these 2 up. I can go solo here, only my slides, all right? Now this is the time when your slides will show up and your voice will also be recorded if you are keeping it like this, side to side. If you're using it as a guest, then as a guest person with you, and you're showing your screens this way, it's going to take away your sound. So that means you want to have one of these up, and you'll then allow it to go side to side. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm just want to make sure that I'm able to be heard. So I'm going to practice on and take a look at what's happening here once I do go live. So it's always good to have your phone or someone else checking your phone. Now the kicker is that when you are live, I'm unable to look at what's going on. So like what just happened, as you guys are seeing in this recording, is that when I have to go to my slides, you cannot see the broadcast room anymore. Now that could pose a problem for some people because, of course, you want to see what's going on and you see the Q&A. But when you're in the middle of your webinar, you will just stay focused and you can have someone helping or manning, right, what's going on, if that makes any sense, right? So what we're going to do is let's test this one. I want to test this one, which is going to go solo only on this one. And then I'm going to watch what's going on over here. And we're going to test these out. So I have these all prepared, and I'm able to show which one that I want. And I'm going to watch it on my screen. Because remember, broadcast can be started now, if you notice. Okay, broadcast is here. So I've got the room set up. I have one that's my application only, and the other one that is my full desktop. This is going to kind of help me kind of take a peek at what's happening on my desktop, but we're only going to use one or the other. Okay, let me show you what I mean by that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go solo, that's my face. So the broadcast is time to start. If I don't start it now, then what happens? Facebook is actually going to cancel it in 10 minutes. So I'm going to start the broadcast now, okay? And you guys are going to get to see. So you push start broadcast. And it's going to start it. 5. It's going to give me a countdown. As you see, this test is being scheduled here. Now the test should be going live. Now, this live should start soon at 3:05. So now what it does, it says here, it went out on its own because I started the broadcast, okay? So now we're able to really see what's going on, right? And I'm gonna make sure that I can hear my voice. So this is how you're gonna test it, okay? So now you started the broadcast. When you push start, you're on solo. Hey everyone, welcome to the webinar. I'm glad that you're here. You're gonna invite them and introduce them. And maybe some people might pop on. If they do, then you're able to say, like for instance, I'm gonna type in hi. And as you guys will see here, as a comment, Rhonda came up as hi. So I can push the button show, and that's gonna let me show who said hi, and you're gonna welcome them. Now, in the beginning, you can do it a couple times, and then you wanna get to make sure that you're on time, okay? So now, a couple people might be popping on, and I'm welcoming them. So now what I'm going to do is it's time to start showing my slides. Now remember, the reason why we're going solo to solo and we're not using these is because if you have stuff to read, you need to make sure that they are not seeing your face. So you're going to choose solo here, and then you say, okay, so let's get started. And then you're going to choose solo is your slides. Now this is something that you have to be aware of. When you are switching over to play your slides, you're not going to be able to see this broadcast room because you need to see your slides. So they're going to show up here. Make sure you're on the correct slide, right? Make sure that you are on the correct slide. So it should slip. Your slide will switch on over. I'm going to wait to see what the delay is, right? Because the delay, there we go. There's a little delay. So remember, if there is a little delay, you need to make sure that you're aware of the delay and it doesn't freak you out, because sometimes we'll think it's not working and I'm way behind. This is just delayed, okay? All right, so now what you're going to do when you're ready to switch over to your slides, you go solo here. Remember, this is how you pop back on. Okay, I'm here, and then I show my slides here. Okay, now I'm testing something for you guys right now real quick. This is the solo slide. I'm going to go here, and what I found, they had told me, is that if I go solo here, it will let me use my full screen for my slides, which is something that I want to do. So I'm going to test this and see if it does work. Okay, so see what it does? Based on where my screen is, that's what it's seeing. You see that, how weird that gets? So this is why we use either application or we go full screen. If you're using Keynote, you push the play button. Okay, I'm going to watch this. Okay, so now, if you see, all right, give us a minute, let's let this load. I'm going to watch it. Okay, so now, if you see, so now what I've done, so now I'm seeing, give us a minute, let's let this load. There we go. Watch it. So what it's going to let me do now is, in order for me to use my full slides and hear my full voice, you're going to need to have it be showing on the desktop, and then you can use a full play. If we choose the application, it will only allow us to show our voice and the slide navigator, which we want full slides. So let me show you again. We did something different. We go back to the broadcast room. We already had, see, this is the application. Remember I had you have two. I said put the desktop and put the application. What we have found, if you want to play full screen and not look at your slides, some people need to see their slides. Like for instance, this is the app. Some people need to see these slides on the left because they want to remember what's next. That's just, I typically don't like it. I like to show only full screen, but this is the only way you guys will be able to see slides or not see slides. Either one is application, that's where the navigator will show. The other is showing your desktop, okay? So for me, I'm going to show my desktop because that's going to allow me to show a full slide. Once I see that the desktop is showing, then I'm going to switch on over and I'm going to push play. So now, guys, I am on full screen, and I'm ready to rock and roll my presentation with my full screen, and you're hearing my voice. So what I would do is I'm having someone watch me. I'm having now, you guys are seeing my full screen, you're seeing my video play. And now I just continue on with my full screen. Now I'm going to pause to show you guys, it's a little bit delayed here in my phone, but I want to do this so you're aware of the delay, so you don't think they're not watching properly. They're going to see everything that you're saying. There's just a bit of a delay. Okay? Okay. All right. All right, so let's just see what it does now. So remember, solo is what takes your screen and keeps your voice on. So you choose which one you want solo. Now I go for this full screen, and we should be good to go. And remember, those of you that are watching this, I'm also recording this for you on my screen. So the stuff I'm talking about, you're not seeing it right now on the live. You're only hearing me talk about it, but you're going to see the recording I'm doing for you on my computer. Great. That's what it was. Okay. So now, as you'll notice, my slides will start turning, and I'm in my presentation mode, as you guys are seeing from this recording. My slides are turning. I'm doing my presentation. You're watching on the phone. Someone else is doing it, but you know it's delayed, so you're not worrying that you're delayed. You just know that it's delayed. So if you guys can see here, there you go. See, this is how it works. Okay. So now I'm just going through my normal presentation. And as you go through it, you are then just letting your slides move forward. And then when you get to the very end, you then are, when you make your call to action or you give them your offer, you can either post on your own or place it in comments or put it inside of the actual Be Live that you are going to have a link that they can click on. Okay? So now I'm going to go out of here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen again. Okay? I'm going to go back here, show my solo face again. Now I'm back, and you guys can see me back again. So let me recap this, because there's a few things that you want to have ready for you. One was I set up my broadcast, my lobby section, right? My face is here. I set up my desktop showing my entire screen, and then I did my desktop showing application window. The two, you want to have the two ready for you, and the reason why is this. If something gets stuck, you need to make sure that you've got both options. I've experienced this before. It got hung up before, and it wouldn't let me show my full screen. But what we found, if you use the full screen where you're choosing your desktop screen, you can actually go full screen solo, and it'll keep flipping your slides and your voice. But if you have here application window, it allows you only to use the navigation slides on the left-hand side. It's all preference. I'm just giving you guys ways to know that if you need those slides on the left-hand side in order for you to function, so you know what's next, you have to use application screen. If you want to use full screen, you have to use the desktop, and you got to go solo. So let's say right here, I want to take this one down because I want to use only the desktop, right? So you make sure you know which one that you chose to do that. And then you add it to the broadcast room. And then you know, now as my slides are here, I go back to my slides, and then I push play on my slides. And now I can go full screen. There we go. All right. So if you know you need the slides, choose that one only. If you know you want full screen, then you choose that one. So right, entire screen is the one I would choose, right? That's the one that's going to go here. There we go. And then we can add that one to the broadcast. So then we know that's the one that's going to go full screen. Yeah, because the Be Live is just a little bit tricky, but it's great to do. You just have to know if you need the slides, you need to know you're using application. If you want full screen in your slides, then you use the desktop option. And then we go solo to make it show only that, take off your face, and then from solo, then when you go from solo, you head on over to your screen, you make it full screen, and then you start your presentation. Yep, there you go. All right, so that's how this works, guys. And I have the recording for you. I know you guys have been watching it also on the live side of it all, but this is now a recording that you will be able to use. And then all you do is you just go back to the live broadcast room, click on your face again. It brings your face back up by clicking solo, and then your screen goes away. All right, so now once your broadcast is over, you then end broadcast here. And from ending the broadcast, then now it closes it up and it should end right now. All right, now I'm going to stop this one. There we go.